Well, our sanctuary renovation is well underway. Some of you sneaked a peek on Sunday. You saw the pews were gone, the carpet removed. I'm glad you were able to peek. You won't want to do that in the weeks to come. Just today, they've been removing floor tile filled with asbestos. And so for your own health, let's make sure we stay out of the construction area. But this Sunday, we're going to be in this space. If you're not familiar with our church, this chapel that I'm in right here is the oldest church building in Northwest Ohio. I'm really looking forward to worshiping in this space. For over 100 years, this was the primary space for worship in the life of this congregation. It was built in 1837, and then until that sanctuary was built in 1968, this was it. And so for the next 4 months, we return here. So let me just offer you a couple of cues. One, we will return to our normal worship schedule. That is to say, our modern service will be at 9 o'clock, and the traditional worship will be at 10:45. Now, both will be slightly different. We will have a band during the modern service. It might not be quite as big and robust, but we'll be singing the same songs you're used to. And of course, we don't have that big pipe organ that we do in the sanctuary, but we do have an organ that will lead us in our traditional worship service. For both services, you'll want to be reminded that if you park in our parking lot, which most of you will, the primary entrance to the chapel is in the front of the space. So that is to say, if you're running late, you're going to be coming in front of everybody. So I encourage you to make sure you come a little bit early and get your seat. And if you do happen to get here late and the weather's not bad, you might even consider going down the main outside sidewalk and coming in from the back. It's up to you. I'm not all that bothered, but you might be. This coming Sunday special for another couple of reasons. One, we will celebrate the sacrament of Holy Communion. It's the first Sunday of the month, so prepare yourself for that. And two, we will be beginning our new sermon series for the fall. The title for the series is Know What You Believe. Know What You Believe. Wouldn't you think if you believe, you would already know what it is you believe? But I bet if you think about our faith and some of those primary doctrines, like the doctrine of the Trinity or the Incarnation or the nature of the Holy Spirit, I bet you still have questions. I've gone to school for a long time and I still have questions. There's a document, a creed is more accurate, called the Nicene Creed that gives expression to what we believe. And this year, the Nicene Creed is celebrating its 1700th birthday. It was written in 325, at a time when the world was not too dissimilar from what it is today. In 325, Christianity became the state religion of the Roman Empire, and so lots and lots of people called themselves Christians, but those people varied greatly in their manner of life and what they said they actually believed, even as they claimed Jesus. It's not wholly unlike the world today. Most of your neighbors will probably call themselves Christian, but there's great variety in our understanding of what that means, what that looks like, what we actually believe and how we live. And so the Nicene Creed is a tool to help us ask the question, what is a Christian anyways? In fact, that's the title of a book that we plan to use in the life of the church as a bit of a supplement to the sermon and the reading of the Nicene Creed. It's written by Glenn Packiam. He's a pastor in California. And while I don't preach a book, I preach the Bible, this book will be a helpful resource for you as you are looking to apply some of what you hear in the sermon on Sunday. So I encourage you to get it. Order it online. Begin reading it. I've organized the sermons so that they largely line up with each chapter of this book so that you can take both and play them off against one another and hopefully grow in faith that way. It will be, I think, a helpful personal tool for your own spiritual growth, but in a few weeks, we will organize a few small group book sessions. That is to say, opportunities for you to gather with others, to wrestle with questions and thoughts presented not just on Sunday morning in the sermon, but also in this book. But don't wait for that. I encourage you to get the book now, begin to read, join us on Sunday, celebrate the sacrament, continue to glorify Jesus in our worship, and then afterwards in the way we live as we go back into the world. See you Sunday.